Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you folks doing? Welcome here and welcome back to another edition of the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast with no name. I'm joined today for our year-end awards for all of wrestling with Botch Guy and CWrestling. So, Botchy, how you doing on this lovely day?
Yeah, I'm awake.
You're awake. Good to see. Good to see. Like you just got that rise and shine on you.
Yeah, I had a rough day yesterday as CWrestling knows, but we're not going to talk about that. And it's not nothing what you're thinking. Trust me, right? See,
it's nothing that anyone can come up with. No,
nothing everybody would come up with.
Well, then, I will not even try to take any guesses. I hope that I can be filled in after the pod, because now I'm left outside the inside joke. CWrestling, how you doing, man?
I will say, you won't want to be filled in. He was filled out. Like, he was emptied out. Oh. That's the problem.
Oh, was he?
And I'm really good. I'm just very cold. Very cold.
You were just out shopping today, weren't you, C?
I was. Don't ever do your Christmas shopping this late, ever.
No,
I should have done it in November. Could have done it in July. No.
You should have got it done right as soon as you set up that Christmas tree of yours, like one day after Halloween.
I should have, yeah.
Don't worry, Con. I'll drop the bomb for you later, okay?
All right, I'll look forward to it. Botch Guy, how goes your Christmas shopping?
It's doing pretty. I'm not celebrating Christmas this year. Okay, not exactly true.
We got a Grinch.
We just decided not to buy any presents this year because the pandemic. It's been tough and financials are a little tricky right now, considering all the stuff going on with me, as you probably know. So yeah, we're going to just celebrate it in spirit.
Fair enough. You guys at least got like a little Christmas tree put up somewhere or something like that, or?
Nope.
Oh boy, I'm just burying Botch on the pod here.
Not even a Christmas tree. Well, we are planning to get one and get it set up before the 30th or 25th or whatever. So I have it downstairs. I'll probably do it. Well, we'll see.
Well, I look forward to seeing.
It's not a very Christmassy time for the Botch Guy recently.
I bet you, Botchy, now that he's got his leg healed up, he's going to be excited to see that Christmas tree go up, right?
Yes, he's very happy.
Oh, well, I'm very happy as well because today is the year-end awards, my friends. And everyone in the chat, you guys are going to get to hear our opinions for what is the best things that happened throughout the year. So we have quite a few categories for you today. I'm just going to quickly run through what we're going to have. So we have the male wrestler of the year and the female wrestler of the year, match of the year, character of the year, show of the year, most improved wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, feud of the year, and championship of the year. So when you ask the question, what does the championship of the year mean? That's the one that had like the best feuds, the best matches, like what championship we thought was the best throughout.
So storyline of the year.
Yeah, so kind of storylines mixed all in with it. So without further ado, let's jump right into this thing. And let's start things off with a big time award. We're going to go with the tag team of the year, starting off with that one. So CWrestling, what's your thoughts?
Oh, man, there's so many good tag teams. I don't know. Usos, I think, has got to be in there.
Still mine, asshole.
It's got to be Usos, hasn't it? I think the Bloodline faction's been great, and I think they've sort of regenerated their career this year, so it's got to be the Usos.
Botch Guy, do you think the Usos as well, or do you go somewhere else?
No, I got the Usos. The Bloodline. They've been so good. The Usos are looked at differently too. The main event Uso as well. When he's in the main event, no one's blinking an eye anymore. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine like the difference it's been with the Usos, just perception wise as well? So they've always been known as the great tag team, but individual wrestlers are good too now. So yeah, man, I'm going with the Usos.
I love that pick. See, I wrote down the Usos originally as well, but I think we're going to have some different opinions when it comes to certain superstars throughout the year because
don't copy us.
I definitely found more entertainment in AEW in the back half of the year than I did the front half of the year. And so my pick towards the end of the year is the Young Bucks, and for one reason and one reason only, that epic steel cage match at All Out against the Lucha Bros. That might very well be the best damn steel cage match of all time. The thumbtacks on the bottom of the shoes was cool as hell. So my pick for tag team of the year is the Young Bucks.
It was close between the Usos and RK Bro as well for me.
Yeah, RK Bro is awesome. They had a great year, didn't they? CWrestling, did RK Bro come pretty close to you making the top team?
No, honestly, not really.
Fair enough.
I like RK Bro, but I don't think they've accomplished much. It doesn't feel like, if I sit there and say, oh, what was the best match of the RK Bro, I have to actually think about who they faced. And that's why no.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. They've definitely been more backstage segments than in-ring excellence, as of late, at least, I would say. But all right, let's continue on here. So tag team of the year, we have 2 Usos and 1 Young Bucks. Let's go with the most improved wrestler of the year. So we started it off with CWrestling last time. Let's go with Botch Guy.
I have Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Damian Priest is a guy at the very beginning where I had very little confidence in. He has absolutely grown as a wrestler, as a character on the microphone. He was always pretty good, but he looks like the real deal right now. And I believe that Damian Priest could be something big in the future.
I'm going to agree with you 100%. My pick as well is Damian Priest for most improved wrestler of the year. The dude lost, I think, 4 or 5 times, once in a handicap match, once in a battle royal, once via DQ, once via count out, and I think there was a tag team match where he didn't even get pinned. That's 5 losses on the year. The guy had an incredible year, as well as being United States champion. So yeah, my pick is Damian Priest. But what about you, CWrestling?
I'm going different. I'm going to go Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I could have called that from a mile away.
Who saw that one coming?
Shocker.
It's not the fanboy in me. You've got to look at the way they presented her this year. And every year it's like, oh, go on, do something with her. This year they have. This year they've made it believable. And taking her to that match with Becky Lynch, you believed she was going to win the title. You believed she could win the title at day one. Is it the right time? Are they going to not give her the title? Probably not. But you can believe she's going to, and that's why she's most improved.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually funny that you say that, because the other night we were chatting in the live chat, and some people were kind of confused when I said Liv Morgan was the most improved. Somehow I forgot about Damian Priest when I said that, and I was talking out of my ass the other day. But that goes to show that Liv Morgan did have that great of a year, that she was next right on my list as well. So great year for Liv. Very quick question to both of you with a yes or no answer. Does she win it at day one?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Bold. We'll see. I'm going to say yes as well, actually. So we got 3 yeses going around. Let's transition.
Unless Ronda or something, unless Bailey or Ronda or something comes out of nowhere and attacks, I don't know, just gets involved somehow, and then they start some sort of feud there. Bailey would be nice. She's soon, right?
Yeah, she's very soon. I think she's ready to go any day.
Something to remember.
But let's go to our next one right here. This is Feud of the Year, which is a tougher one to pick because there's a lot more you have to look at. You know, it's not just the best feud for 3 months. It's not just the best feud for 2 months. It's what was the best feud of the year? Was there one that was told from the start to end, or was there one that really stood out along the way? So let's start with CWrestling.
This is a tough one for me because there's so many. I think there's about 4 that I'm considering, and I'm going to totally give you the credit because when you said it, I'm like, you're completely right. You said this before the show started. It's Kenny and Hangman. Mm-hmm. It's got to be.
Yeah. That's the story that has been told over the last 2 years in AEW. How can the culmination of it not, at least in my opinion, not be the feud of the year? So I'm agreeing with you as well. It is Hangman versus Kenny Omega. What about you, Botch Guy?
It is not the feud of the year. The feud of the year is Walter versus Dragunov. The story of Walter, his reign, his undefeated reign, having that first match was just absolutely insane. They almost killed each other, getting injured, setting it up, building Dragunov up for that second match. Turned out to be probably one of the greatest matches in his wrestling history, ending it with Dragunov not just winning, but tapping out Walter. That is without a shadow of a doubt. A lot of people will say Edge and Seth. A lot of people will say Hangman and thing, but nothing made me pop. Nothing made me feel of a better storyline conclusion than that. I think Walter versus Dragunov was the feud of the year, no doubt.
Wow, big pick. And I remember you marking out for it at the time. Like, it was a fantastic match, fantastic culmination to their series that they had. One name that we didn't really throw out there is Roman and Brock. Do you guys think that has to be in consideration for feud of the year?
It's only just getting started, isn't it?
It's too early.
Too early.
Yeah.
All right. So because I did see a lot of people in the chat saying Roman and Brock was the story. But yeah, if it's too early, it's going to really pick up throughout 2022. You guys are right on that one. Any other feuds that jumped to your mind that were excellent throughout this year?
Yeah, Edge and Seth. That was a unbelievable feud.
What about Eva and I have Alexa Bliss? I can't even get through it.
Dewdrop. Alexa Bliss and Lily versus Shayna Baszler in the backstage show.
Yeah. Oh, that was something, wasn't it? The broken mirror. Good Lord. Any other CWrestling that comes to your mind?
No.
Nope.
Edge and Seth was the other main one.
So there we go, guys. If anyone in the chat here,
I like Christian versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that was decent.
That feud was they had a good run there, and with the belt collector thing going on, I thought that was good. That was interesting.
Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly is being brought up in the chat. That was a good feud this past year. It was pretty solid. Yeah, I think we covered them all. Those are probably the biggest feuds of the year. So on to the next one. We have the let's go with show of the year. All right, let's go show of the year. So there's a few really, really, really good shows throughout 2021, and you could probably pick from 10, and every single one of them would be in consideration for the greatest show. But CWrestling, what's your greatest show?
Honestly, I'm going to go with Crown Jewel, which is the weirdest thing to say. It's Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
It's the best pay-per-view they've done for a long time. So
it was truly fantastic when that ended up happening. Nobody was expecting it to be that damn good, featuring one of the best Hell in a Cell matches of all time. But Botch Guy, what's your thoughts?
I had an incredible amount of time trying to figure out if I was going to go with Crown Jewel or if I was going to go with AEW All Out. Mm-hmm. And it was so tough to choose because if you're talking about pure moments, I would go with all AEW All Out. If you're talking about I know there was one amazing match on AEW All Out, but I would say the card overall for Crown Jewel was better. So I would go with AEW All Out 2021, mostly for that cage match plus the big returns and the way the hype was. And I didn't even get to see it live. I was at work. I had to rewatch it, or I had to watch it after I already knew everything, and I was still marking out. So I even bought a CM Punk shirt.
Bunch of marks we are, aren't we?
A bunch of marks. Yeah, so I'll go with AEW All Out.
Oh, great choice there. CWrestling, you said Crown Jewel. Botch Guy said All Out. And those were both on my list for ones that were in consideration. I also threw Full Gear into the consideration. But the one that I am picking is WrestleMania 37 Night 1. And for one reason and one reason only, those live fans. There was something that was just so electric about Night 1 of WrestleMania this year. And when Bianca Belair beat Sasha Banks in the main event, God, I felt that love of pro wrestling. Just, it's not like it went away, but it came back as well. Like, the pandemic era really hurt our true love of pro wrestling, and then it just comes flooding back with the fans. So for me, WrestleMania 37 Night 1 is the show of the year. So that's my thoughts.
I also did a weather stream.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. You know what? Talking about that, I totally forgot that we had a weather delay for WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I was the weatherman, and straight up had a stream during it, and we had thousands of people watching my stream of me doing the weather as a weatherman. It's so funny.
Oh, that's excellent. But outside of those 4 shows that I had just mentioned, what other ones come to your mind throughout the year? Because there's like Money in the Bank. There's what else?
For pay-per-views?
Yeah, for pay-per-views or shows of the year that you thought deserved to be in consideration.
I like that NXT one with the Walter and Dragunov one. That was a good pay-per-view. I don't know which one that was, though. Takeover something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it a takeover or was it just an episode of NXT?
It was takeover.
It was takeover.
It was? Okay. All right. But yeah, like Money in the Bank comes to mind with John Cena coming back. SummerSlam
was good this year.
SummerSlam was very good.
Yeah, SummerSlam was good this year. You know what? WWE and AEW had some freaking awesome pay-per-views this year. Close one. Take that, YouTube copyright system or monetization system. Almost. Yeah.
Some absolute bangers of shows throughout the year. Like, one thing WWE and AEW, to their credit, did all year long is they didn't put on one single truly bad pay-per-view. Like, there was some rough matches, but overall, the shows, you know, you sat down for 2, 3, 4 hours, you were entertained this year. And that's got to be a testament to the wrestlers in that ring, right? They really put on great shows when, you know, push came to shove. Anything else that you guys would like to talk about with the shows of the year, or move on to the next one?
Someone said Impact Bound for Glory. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I can't even remember what the matches were. So was that where Moose won at the very end over Josh Alexander?
They had 71,000 ratings. Hey, see? What was it? 71,000?
71K this week, yeah.
Wow.
CWrestling's almost getting more views from that, and it's one of his videos.
He is at this point. We got ourselves the championship of the year. So this one is the culmination of everything. Superstars that held the title, feuds around the title, what have you. This championship of the year. So let's start with Botch Guy.
Oh. Okay, it's very close between the NXT the NXT UK Championship with Walter and Roman Reigns' run with the Universal Championship. You know, I'll go with Roman. We haven't said Roman's name enough. I would just say everything that Roman touched this year with the title has been thing. Roman, the god himself. I'll just go with Roman Reigns.
Well said, dude. That's exactly what I have written down over here as well. Roman Reigns, anybody who faced him this year just was elevated instantly, and he made the title feel like the biggest title in the world. Like, I think we've discussed this on the podcast where just a couple years ago, the Universal title was a joke. Like, you know, it truly was. And here we are. Roman Reigns has elevated that championship to be a legitimate world title.
Well, Sami Zayn, you did get elevated.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah, he got buried. But
I saw him get elevated a couple of times. You know.
Bada boom.
But yeah, definitely Roman Reigns for me as well. He was the guy, and the championship was the most important it ever felt throughout 2021. What do you think about it, CWrestling?
Oh, 1,000,000% it is the Universal title. I think every title's been decent, minus maybe the 24, and that includes AEW. But I think the storyline with Roman Reigns, the way he's just dominated the title, but even when he's had matches with people like Cesaro, you can watch that match and believe he's going to win. Yeah. There was moments in there where it's like, they're going to pull the trigger, and no, they're not. And even when he does lose the title, whether it's Brock, whether it's someone else, it's going to mean something massive, and that's huge. So.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. Do you guys think he holds on to the title for all of 2022?
I hope so.
It matters if the Rock thing is actually happening or not. If they have a contract with the Rock literally written right now, hey, you're coming back at this date, then I don't think he's going to lose that title.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I think if you don't have the guy right now to go up against Roman and take the title from him and get the proper rub, then keep the title on Roman, because he is creating excellent television right now. SmackDown is very lucky to have him on their roster. So let's go here after we just gushed about the championship of the year. I'm pretty sure I know what we're going to say for this one. It is the character of the year. So basically everything that we just said with Roman Reigns, I'm very sure is going to continue on to this. But Botch Guy, who do you have for your character of the year?
What's Hornswoggle doing nowadays?
I have 2 of his autographs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tribal Chief character, of course, but with special mention, and I don't even know if this is a character, but the return of Edge and how he's been, his new package of just being great. I'll put that in the honorable mention category.
It's a great one. Yeah, great one. How about you, CWrestling?
I think character's got to be Roman again, but like Botch Guy, I'm going to say second one, and it's got to be Alexa Bliss.
Okay,
I think thinking about that too.
As much as like people like to hate on her character and stuff, She did sell merchandise. She did make the fans care. The fans always did cheer for her. So, you know, you can look at it many ways, but overall she worked with what she had and she made it work. And I think that's why she's a good character.
No Gladiator, Karrion Kross? No?
No, funnily enough.
Alexa was my number 3.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Alexa Bliss deserves to be in there because she did create a pretty unique character, and that's not easy to do these days. Mine is Roman Reigns as well. The tribal chief character is just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone, with a special honorable mention going out to Seth Rollins as well. I really liked his work throughout the year. He did excellent work. The drip god, what he's wearing. But also, you know what? Big shout out to Becky Lynch since she came back. She has truly helped elevate Liv Morgan. She's truly helped make the Raw Women's title feel important. You got to think about the feud against Charlotte Flair, all that backstage stuff that was going on. So, yeah, I would say those would be my 3, but Roman Reigns leaps and bounds ahead of everyone.
What about Veer and Shanky? I'm pissing myself in chat right now. It's so funny.
Ice Veer. Shanky.
Veer. By the way, Veer is coming to Monday Night Raw. Just letting you guys know.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I wonder who had a longer video package hyping them up.
He's doing it on purpose. It's on purpose now, right? It has to be.
It's got to be.
It's either got to be Veer, Vince, who has the most build-up of all time. It's got to be the Glacier from WCW, whose packages just kept going and going for weeks on end. Or it's got to be... What's her freaking name?
Remember Lars Sullivan had it?
Emelina, who just wouldn't ever show up.
Lars Sullivan also had so many packages, I remember. And Fandango as well.
That's true. Yeah, Fandango, man. I liked Fandango. Were you guys fans of him? Yeah.
I love Fandango. Yeah.
I actually liked Adam Rose too, but they didn't like him, I guess. I also am a big fan of No Way Jose.
You like those dancing characters. Yo, No Way Jose was a ball of fun, though. He actually was.
He was awesome, man. The guy can wrestle, too. Yeah. It was a missed opportunity.
Okay, my friends. So we are going on to the big 3 here. It is Match of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, and Male Wrestler of the Year. So let's start it off with Match of the Year.
Okay, I'll start it because mine's easy. Okay, Walter versus Dragunov 2.
Wow, big shock.
I would say 1, but I don't remember if that was this year or if it was the year prior. I think it was the year prior. So I'll just go with Walter and Dragunov 2. That is my Match of the Year. I don't think it's even, to be honest, I don't think it's even remotely close. I don't think any matches are even in the same atmosphere of what that match did for NXT UK and what that match did about the perception of wrestling. Everybody that no one watched, but very little people watch NXT UK, and they saw Walter and Dragunov for the first time. They saw that match and it was everywhere on social media. That was the best match of the year, bar none. No, not even close. That's just me.
It was a banger, no doubt about it. It didn't pop to my mind when I was thinking like which match was Match of the Year, but it was a banger. What do you got, CWrestling?
So I'm going out there I'm literally basing this on what entertained me the most. I'm not looking at technical wrestling or anything like that. I'm going with Liv and Becky.
Okay.
From Raw.
Wow.
And only because the hype was there, the believability was there, and you were so invested in that show that you have to go with that match.
Fair enough. There was definitely a few that came to my mind as well.
See, you're laughing at your own answer.
I laughed at what you said.
I didn't say anything. I'm just smiling.
Well, there's a few that came to my mind. I was gushing about the Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers inside the steel cage. That one was a hell of a match. I really, truly loved Seth Rollins versus Edge inside Hell in a Cell as well. That was great. But I'm going all the way back to WrestleMania 37 Night 1. It's the reason as to why I picked it as the show of the year. It's Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair.
That was a great match.
It was an excellent match. Yeah. And this entire year, I don't really show my girlfriend Becca that many wrestling matches. I showed her that one, and even she loved it. And she's not a wrestling fan. So that says a lot to me right there. Bianca Belair had her moment at WrestleMania, so that is my Match of the Year.
You know what? I'm still sticking with my match of the year, but I did forget about that match, believe it or not, because it's so early in the year. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably have that up there as my, maybe, like I said, there's nothing close. That would be as close as it gets.
And also
that's historic too. Yeah.
Honorable mentions have to go out to the 2 1-hour time limit draws inside of AEW. And you also have to consider Hangman versus Adam Page, because the culmination with Hangman winning that title, we did say it was story of the year. So that's got to be in consideration for it as well. But yeah, some great matches throughout the year. What other ones come to your guys' mind?
Yeah, story of the year, overrated story of the year. But yes,
you're pushing Walter Dragunov.
I don't think that was overrated at all. It's underrated more than anything. No one's talking about it because they forget him, because it's Walter Dragunov, right? Any other matches? I like.
Did I say Hangman versus Adam Page? By the way, I think I did.
Yeah,
I meant Hangman versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Hangman versus Adam Page. That's not that. That I was like,
that's a banger. So other matches though.
Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair in a shoot fight.
Oh, frig, yeah, that was cool throughout the year. That got the wrestling world talking.
Everybody was talking about that. My video popped on that one. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was good. What else happened throughout the year that were really, really good? The Royal Rumble match to start off the year was good, but you can't really consider that a one-off match.
Roman versus Edge versus Bryan was decent.
Yeah, it was.
Roman versus Cesaro was awesome.
It was, yeah. Just Roman versus anyone.
Yeah,
Roman versus a pole.
Roman versus Cena. That was good.
Oh, that was very good. Yeah.
I'm gonna just Google what were the Roman matches. Roman versus Brock was pretty good.
Yeah, we were saying Edge versus Rollins, Hell in a Cell. That gets an honorable mention as well. Roman versus the Demon, Roman matches. Man, the Roman matches throughout this year were really quite good.
Yes.
Yeah. The War Games match. Yeah, the War Games match that just happened in NXT as well. That one was a banger. The new breed versus the old breed, 2.0 versus 1.0. That was pretty good. Right. It was pretty good. Anyways, let's transition here. We've got ourselves the female wrestler of the year and the male wrestler of the year coming up. So let's start with the female. Botch Guy.
Bianca Belair. She had also, she's so good. She's so much better than I thought she was. She gets better every time you see her. Her mic skills, they give her lines to say, but she doesn't forget ever. And she's so smooth on saying everything. Confidence, style, the look, the wrestling, the package, the strength, athleticism. She could potentially be the Roman Reigns of the female division in the next. Can I say this? I don't know if I should say this. I'll say it. She could be bigger than Charlotte Flair, who is the biggest, in my opinion, the best female wrestler of all time for the company. So she has potential. I think she's so good.
She's loved, which is the best part of it, is that fans like her a lot. So she has everything going for her. And I'm going to piggyback off of you there. I also have Bianca Belair for my female wrestler of the year. Listen, Royal Rumble winner, main event of night 1 of WrestleMania, won the women's title at WrestleMania, sole survivor at Survivor Series, and lifted Dewdrop over her head for the KOD. That's in 1 year. Amazing. Bianca Belair is the female wrestler of the year, in my opinion. CWrestling, what about you?
I'm going to go with Britt Baker.
Oh, okay. Good answer.
You thought I was going to say Liv, didn't you?
I said it out loud.
I was thinking it was going to be Liv as well.
No, I'm going to actually go with Britt Baker. I think I like Bianca Belair. Everything she's done, I totally agree with you two. But I think Britt Baker just takes it a little bit. I think when you look at last year in AEW's women's division, it sucked. And at the start of this year, it sucked. And I think towards the end of this year, you're starting to believe in more people and more of their wrestlers. And I think that's because Britt has helped elevate it. There's a character that gives you a reason to watch it now. And that's what it needed.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, good points. I seriously thought it was going to be Liv. that would have been right on par.
I think your Facebook community or your Twitter community is going to lose their mind now after that.
They're ready to rage.
No, they won't, because they're all very nice people.
Good try.
Yeah. Got to slip that in there.
And don't get like let's not kid around here. Me and Conman, we're obviously big Liv Morgan fans too. We just don't think she was at the level of Bianca Belair this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next year, who knows? But I think Bianca is definitely at another level right now.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I think Liv Morgan has a bright year ahead of her in 2022.
Yeah, she could have a really good year.
Like, she might even be the favorite to win the Rumble at this point. Like, I know she is going to be wrestling for the title at day one. If she doesn't win that, God, look out for Liv to win the Rumble. Like, that's my early prediction for that.
I have an early prediction.
All right.
Well, it's either going to be Bayley, Liv, or Ronda.
It's pretty solid.
I think those are the three.
Man, Ronda coming back.
I wouldn't rule out Alexa just yet.
Or Alexa, yeah.
That's true. She's been missing for a bit. Yeah.
She could come back.
Yeah. How about Eva Marie? She returns to win the Rumble.
No, thank you.
Oh, just dead silent. No. I don't want that either. Clarifying. But let's
time
transition.
to cancel.
Yeah.
Time to cancel, Con.
Yeah, it's over. It's been a good 9 years, folks. Male wrestler.
Is it really 9?
9 years, man. Yeah, 9 years I've been on
fuck,
YouTube.
you're old. Holy shit.
Right? I started in high school. That's insane. But best wrestler of the year when it comes to the men's. All right? So I want this to be heard. Best wrestler of the year. We're not talking just character. We're not talking just, entertainer. We're not talking best promo. We're talking overall the best wrestler. The guy that was able to capture your attention, that was able to suck you into every single match, and was able to make you think about what storylines they could possibly be entered into. It was on your brain all year. So who was the male wrestler of the year? CWrestling.
Roman, 100%.
There it is.
You can hire it any way you want. It's Roman Reigns.
Tough one. This is a really tough one to answer here. Sami Zayn.
Sami.
Yeah, it's Roman Reigns. Come on, there's no one even come close. Walter is the closest, but still, Bryan Danielson was pretty good too.
I was gonna say yes. I don't know if Walter is number 2. I would say Bryan Danielson. If there is a number 2, it would be Bryan. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to pick Bryan Danielson as my wrestler of the year. Now, I'm just thinking back to the things that he did throughout the year in terms of the in-ring quality. Some of it was just bona fide amazing. It truly was. He won the Elimination Chamber. He was main event of WrestleMania Night 2. He had two... Was it 2? No, he had one 1-hour time limit draw match, and then he also had that banger against Minoru Suzuki. So for me, just in the back half of the year, Bryan Danielson really captured my attention. So I'm gonna say him, but Roman Reigns is also like, that's not a bad pick at all.
Until Veer shows up.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
that is true. Yeah, like if we could say probably worker of the year, I would say Bryan Danielson has to be number 1. Just true worker of the year.
Technical wrestler of the year, I would say.
Yeah, so that's why I'm giving him the edge this year.
I would, but I would also, Sheamus would be up there too if it's worker of the year. He carried people during the pandemic.
That's true.
He was so good.
Yeah, Sheamus.
So good.
Was Sheamus and Drew in 2021?
I don't remember.
Early in the year? See, do you remember?
I've got no idea. It just kind of all blends together.
Yeah, I feel like it was in the early year, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, that is our year-end awards. That was pretty cool. Not bad. It was fun. 33 minutes there, guys. So, I didn't really have anything else planned. I thought that was going to take closer to an hour. What's your guys' thoughts on the overall state of wrestling? Let's go. CWrestling, run with it.
I'm going to go buy a Walter sweater.
I like wrestling. I'm really hoping they're going to avoid the Thunderdome. I'm really hoping. I don't want AEW at Daily's Place. I don't want WWE in the Thunderdome. I want them to continue what they're doing. I get it, safety first, but I'm really hoping nothing's affected for day one.
Yeah. And
we just keep going.
Well, we were just chatting about it before. If people don't know what's going on, the world is going to shit again, and it looks
Watch your language!
I apologize, Botch Guy. I know you've got those sensitive ears there. But the world is going downhill again, and, unfortunately, that means live sports, their live fans in attendance might not be able to happen. The NHL has been shut down over the Christmas holidays. We're starting to see other games get postponed, and yeah, like CWrestling.
And it just shuts down 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
I love the highlight. The NHL is shut down for 3 days.
Still a big deal, but hopefully it's not going to affect wrestling because, yeah, truly, it would suck to go back to the Thunderdome era. However, if it were to happen, could you guys sit through it again? Like, honestly?
It's not if it's coming. It's coming. 1,000,000% sure it's coming. The world, like you said, is going complete poo-poo. It's unbelievable how, and I'm not going to get into the politics. I don't want to get canceled here, okay? So I'm not going to get into the politics one way or another. Everybody has passionate opinion on both directions. All I know is I want people to be healthy. I want people to be safe. I want people to get vaccinated. I want people to be, in that mode just to protect their families and all that stuff. And with all these kind of things going on with the Omicron, and it does seem to be more contagious than the average one, even if it's not maybe as potent from early reports anyway. I still think, people need to still take care of themselves. I think that's the number one key. And the fact is, I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of shredding through like everywhere. It's everywhere, right? Like just here in where I live in British Columbia, we went from 230 cases. Now we're getting 2,700 cases. And this is just in the span of a week and a half. So it's shredding everywhere. So I just want everybody to be happy.
Yeah. I mean, health and safety is first and foremost, and then obviously entertainment is second. But selfishly speaking, I don't want to see no live fans again, and I don't think anybody really wants to either. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what the future looks like for WWE. But it certainly does seem like going back to the Thunderdome is in our future. There's no other thing to say about it. Just hopefully things work itself out, and we will still be able to have live fans, right? So that is kind of hard to transition off of. Is there any other things that you guys are thinking about in the world of wrestling right now that has jumped into your mind?
How great day one's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
The day one pay-per-view. Do they have the card posted on WWE.com yet? We could run through the card really quickly. Day one.
I think they do.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the card looks pretty solid. Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Big E versus Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Lashley in the Fatal 4-Way. Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Usos versus New Day. Edge versus Miz. And Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Did that
what
just
day
get
is
added?
that?
I didn't know about that one.
What day is that?
I'll let you take a guess.
Not day one. I mean, like what day? Like
I'll let you take a guess. I'll take a guess.
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, like that day. Oh, I see what you're saying. It is on a Saturday. I thought you were asking literally what day is. I'm like, it's the first. Day one.
I get that. Okay. I just want to know what day it was. Okay. So it is on a Saturday still.
Yeah. Saturday. Big Saturday pay-per-view. We'll be live here on this channel. You guys going to be watching, or are you going to be doing something else?
Well, I'll be working till 8:00 on a Saturday, but I believe the pay-per-views from 5 to 9. So I'll be able to watch the main events, which is what everybody's waiting for anyway. So.
Oh, right. 5 p.m. your time. I'm like, hold up. What? Yeah. I'm 3 hours ahead of you. Yeah, so anyways, let's just give our quick little predictions here. The far too early predictions for day one. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is going to be the main event. So let's start right there. Let's go in opposite direction. So Roman versus Brock. Who do you got very quickly?
Roman.
Wrestling. Yeah, Roman.
Roman?
Yeah, Roman all around. I think they're keeping that title on Roman for quite a while. Let's actually dive into that just a little bit deeper. With Paul Heyman being involved in all of this, and Brock Lesnar and Heyman, not really sure where Heyman's allegiance lies. Do you think that this is just an act to try to get to WrestleMania for Roman versus Brock, or do you think this is like the end?
I think he's fooling him.
Yeah, I think Paul Heyman is fooling him. He's going to turn on Brock, and I don't know how, maybe distract him somehow, but you'll have Brock versus.
Yeah, totally a ruse, right? They just had a ruse on, I think it was on Raw. I forget what. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Never mind. We got Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley. Fatal 4-way match for the WWE Championship. Far too early predictions?
Seth Rollins.
Taking over that WWE title, eh?
Yeah, he's been so good.
That's pretty good. What about you, C?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, because he signed his contract. Oh, that's a good guess, dude.
That's a very, very good guess. I'm going to say Big E. I think they keep the title on Big E.
Right.
I know, right? But I think that's what ends up happening. Are you starting to sour a little bit on Big E?
No, I mean, you're the boring answer.
Oh, yeah.
Not Big E, a boring wrestler. No, I still like Big E. I still think he's doing good things, but, he's nothing too captivating right now. He's just kind of there.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. CWrestling, your thoughts on Big E at the moment?
I agree. I think he's a good champion. I just don't think that he's had the storylines to back him up yet to make him a good champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There needs to be some sort of problem with the New Day and have Big E have a feud against them. And then have a triple threat for the title with Kofi and Xavier and Big E. I think that would be very
what's wrong
captivating.
with just doing a friendly match? I've never understood this. Why does it have to be like?
I'm not saying full blown heel turn. I just said have some problems.
Match. That's not a bad idea.
Problems.
You could really, if they wanted to, they could make that a WrestleMania match. The New Day triple threat, like.
But there has to be a storyline to it. You can't just be like, oh, they're having a triple threat match. Who cares? Everybody knows Big E's going to
win. What if they did something like, I don't know if Xavier could win the Rumble, but imagine Xavier did win the Rumble, and then Kofi's right along his side as the hand of the king. There could be something there of trying to make that a triple threat.
Xavier could cut promos being like, listen, since you've become a singles competitor, you've been kind of distant with us. It's like you don't even give a shit about us anymore, and we're just honestly getting sick and tired of it. And just have some stuff like that, like have that type of a heel turn, just like complete like anger and
not even heel turn, just like legit gripes that he needs to get off his chest.
Get some gripes.
It's not bad.
You can come up with some old stuff. Like, where were you during this attack? Like, we're on the show too. Where the hell were you? We're getting demolished and thing. You didn't even come out. Like, you're a joke. Suck.
Interesting. I don't mind that. That's actually pretty cool. Good idea. Would you like to see something like that? CWrestling?
I think a triple threat match between them would have been just great. I don't care if they do it friendly. I don't care if they're in a blood feud. I just don't understand why you separate them on different brands and just not have that blow off match first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Agreed.
Let's transition to Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Raw Women's Championship.
C?
Yeah. Let's start with C.
Liv.
Can you elaborate on that? See?
Liv. Morgan. I think it's her time. I think even if they take the title off her 2 weeks later, I think just giving the fans that big moment, I think they should do it.
You know what I wouldn't mind seeing? I wouldn't mind seeing something of like fast count from the referee where Liv does win the title 1, 2, 3. Like Becky kind of gets in the referee's face or something like that and just pisses him off enough to the referee going into business for himself. Quick count of 1, 2, 3. Then the following Monday Night Raw, stripping that title right back off of her and putting it back on Becky because it was not the right count. That would be a very fun storyline. I don't know, just shitballing out here, but whatever.
way to depress every Liv Morgan fan.
But that's the thing, though. You're giving them the big moment, and I think as a wrestling fan, you know that you're going to get shit on from a great height eventually. And I think you've got to go through that hard time to get to them big moments. And
I like that.
Give us a moment.
I'll say another thing I like is you can have Bayley attack both Becky and Liv and set up a triple threat match the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, to be out like as a DQ, like finish it off with a DQ or
DQ finish. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of DQ finishes. I don't think anybody is, but it gets to the match, right? If they wanted to do something like that. My pick for that match is I want to see Liv win. I would like to see it. I would like to see the title put on her. My heart makes me want to pick Liv Morgan, but my brain is telling me Becky Lynch. I'm going to go with my original prediction, Liv Morgan winning the Rumble and Becky Lynch retaining the title at day one. Botchy, did you give us your pick on that one, though? Becky or Liv?
I have, if nothing happens or no shenanigans happen, then Liv Morgan.
Okay. Liv.
Give her a shot.
We have
you can have her lose the next night if you really want to.
True. We have the Usos versus the New Day. SmackDown Tag Team Championships are on the line. Who do you got there, C?
New Day.
Whoa.
I think Roman's going to sacrifice the tag titles before the Universal title. So I think Heyman's going to screw the Usos as part of the story.
That's a good story. That could be really captivating. Botch Guy, your thoughts on that?
Oh, let's go with that. I like that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. The tag titles right now could use some more life. You know, the Usos have held on to them for a while, so let's do it. Yeah, I'll say that as well. Let's go with New Day. Edge versus The Miz. This one's going to be fun. I think this is... Have we ever seen this match between them?
I don't know. It could be match of the night, though.
Very well could be. But what's your pick? Edge or Miz?
Edge.
Miz.
Ooh, got a couple of dueling options here. So why do you think The Miz there, CWrestling?
I think Maurice is going to screw Edge, and I think we're going to then get Beth Phoenix come back for a tag match at the Rumble.
That's a good call. That's actually a really solid shout, considering he mentioned Edge being he mentioned Beth in a promo, right? Botch Guy, your thoughts?
I think Edge is going to win, and then after Maurice is going to hit him with something, I don't know, a weapon of some sort, have The Miz then team up. They're starting to beat down. Beth comes, saves Edge, sets up the next match.
Yeah, I think there's some sort of involvement with Beth as well. I'm going to say Miz because I think to prolong the story, Miz, the heel, gets the cheap win, just kind of like CWrestling was saying, and then that sets up the mixed tag match. Maybe at the Rumble. That would be big enough at the Rumble to have just a 2-on-2 match there.
Yeah, yours sounds more C's sounds more logical than mine, but I do think it's similar idea.
Yeah, very similar idea. So we will see what happens there. And the final match that I legit didn't know was going to be on the pay-per-view, but apparently it is. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Wow. Now, big questions as to why this isn't Drew McIntyre versus Corbin. Any ideas as to why?
Because they got slaughtered for doing a rematch again.
True. But yeah, this is a weird one for pay-per-view. Truly is. I guess McIntyre gets a free dub. You know, that's the only good to come out of it.
Why are you hating on Madcap Moss, bro?
I'm not hating on him. Just tell me, does Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss scream a pay-per-view match to you?
No, it's not even a pre-show match for me.
Yeah. So that's my thought process there. It doesn't belong on pay-per-view.
What's going on with Drew McIntyre and his stupid sword? Can we talk about that? Like, what's going on with Drew? Like, no one cares about Drew McIntyre. How did it go from Markout Central to absolutely nobody giving a bleep about Drew McIntyre? Like, who cares about
because
Drew
he's
right
trying to chop people's heads off. Like, the dude is a crazy Scotsman. But like, they're leaning into him being a good guy. What's good about a guy trying to commit murder?
I don't think I hate this version. This version of Drew McIntyre is the same version of Roman Reigns we got where everybody hated him for a long period of time. It's just like no one. I don't know. Even the people that liked him didn't like him. Like he just sucks right now. He just sucks. You suck, Drew. Give me a new gimmick.
Wow. I don't think he sucks. I think he's pretty damn good still. It's his damn sword and stabbing it into desks and like people trying to rip the sword out of the desk, but him being the only one who's able to. You're wrestlers. You got muscles on muscles. How can you not rip it out of the desk?
But listen, Con, like they should have never introduced this stupid sword. And then at WrestleMania or Hell in the Cell or some big pay-per-view, you have him pull out a chair, then you pull out a table, then you pull out a garbage can, and then final weapon, can't figure it out. He goes underneath, he pulls out a sword. Right? Oh, that's cool. Oh my God, he's gonna kill him!
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. It's dumb.
That's a once in a year thing. Like kind of like the Triple H and the sledgehammer. You break it out.
But the sledgehammer isn't able to decapitate people. It might break a rib. It might break a cheekbone. It will not cut off their head.
You've had people get lit up like a Christmas tree, like Bray Wyatt, man. Just have a little stabbing, a fake stabbing.
Oh my God.
Change the camera angle so it's underneath.
They're definitely doing that in the Thunderdome. If they go back to the Thunderdome.
So it's underneath.
We're going to witness a murder in the Thunderdome.
The guy will be like, ah. He got me.
Fake
Here's
blood just spewing out the back.
And then Madcap Mass has to stay in gimmick, so he's laughing.
This is something that I need now.
Do
it, WWE.
About.
Book it, Vince.
Book
God,
it.
you know Vince would just be losing his mind. Like, well, God damn it, pal. Let's see some real stabbing in the Thunderdome. Like, God,
you know he'll do it in the Thunderdome. That'll be cool. And then
can we get like pyro out of the back of the sword as well? Like when he stabs him, just fireworks go off. Like just
turn it into an anime episode.
Yeah.
Listen, like you could like. You remember those matches with Bray and Randy at the house or whatever, and you also had the Hardy house or whatever. Dude, do something like that, but instead of the house, it will be Drew's freaking kingdom, Drew's mansion.
Castle.
And he fights a match in the castle.
Let's do it.
He breaks. Then there's a statue there with the sword, and he's like, "I don't know if I can win this." And there's a statue here with the sword. He goes. And then when he lifts it up like Link, it goes, and then it like lights up with like shiny at the top of the sword. And then he's like, "Are you ready?" Then he starts chasing them down the stairs with the sword, right?
Oh, good Lord. This is turned into something else. This is something else, man. All we need is a sword on a pole match. That's all we need at this point. First one who gets to use the sword, like first one who climbs up gets to chop the person's head off. It's the way to go. Like I legit want to know what Vince was thinking. Like he was totally thinking about action figure sales. He's like, "Oh, we can put a little sword in Drew McIntyre's hand and that will sell like crazy." But like purpose-wise, what is Drew actually going to do with it? He just goes swinging it. He's never made contact with anybody once. Like once he does, they're dead. Like that doesn't seem like a safe work environment, you know? Like that's not really safe. No.
I listened to Busted Open, and Bully Ray said it a long time ago that the problem that they've got with Drew is you've introduced something that you've got no payoff for. Like, what's the payoff going to be? Someone's going to eventually break it. That's it. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a short-sighted prop for Drew McIntyre. It's cool that it's Vince McMahon's sword, but like that's it. You know, that's truly it.
Didn't they change it? Didn't they change the sword?
Oh, did they?
I think they did. I think if you go back, I think it's not the original sword they used. That was Vince's sword. And I think they then changed the sword.
Gotcha. So Vince just had a sword laying around. He's like, "All right, for 3 weeks you can use this, then give it back to me and we'll get you a replacement."
Yeah, well, I think Drew started swinging it and he was like, "Hey, you're not getting blood on my sword."
Pretty much. Yeah, it's Vince. It's owned by Vince McMahon. If the cops come looking for the person who used the sword, then it's very clearly Vince is going to be sent off to jail. Like, do you think Vince would do well in jail?
Oh, he'd buy the prison.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Where are we right now? What's his face doing? The Olympic wrestler that they showed. What's his name?
Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson. I know it's gonna be Stevenson. And he's gonna join the Hurt Business.
Yeah, because they just had that little interaction there on Raw, didn't they? Where he like gave a fist bump to Lashley and MVP. Well, want to throw something out here is that MVP and Lashley are starting to have issues. Do you think this could be the way to introduce Gable Stevenson, a face turn for Bobby Lashley, because it seems like that's the direction they're going in, and introducing Gable? What do you thought?
Cool.
It would be cool. I don't think Gable's ready to go yet. I think he's part of the NIL program, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, who knows?
Yeah, so I think he'll go through training first.
Who knows if he's ready? Who knows, man? Like, there's so many guys down on the like. Look at these guys that they have on NXT 2.0 that like no one knew who they were, and now they're getting opportunities and they can wrestle just as good as some of the guys on the main roster. Like, we don't know.
But people like Zion Quinn's been in the Performance Center for 2 years, so it's not
Zion
like he hasn't
Quinn
trained.
And Solo Akua.
Why do you have a fork?
I used it to scratch my back.
Okay.
I put it in the dishwasher after. I'm just using it to scratch my back. But
looking like he's ready for a meal over there.
Quinn and Sikoa, Sikoa, right?
Solo Sikoa, yeah.
Yeah, Solo Sikoa. Call them up already and do a storyline with all the Samoans and then you can release everybody that's not Samoan on the roster.
Good Lord.
And then you can just have an entire Samoan party on the main roster, and Vince would have to book everybody equally because they're all Samoans.
Let's get the SWO, the Samoan World Order. Let's do it.
I honestly I love this. Like, it's a culture, right? Like Samoan, like they have like a culture around them, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so like I love the Samoan culture, man. Like they're just like every time I see a Samoan, like I want to have a beer with them. I want to fight them. like you know what I mean? Like,
Botch Guy just wants to get into a fight.
They're so cool. They're so cool. Like they're ripped. Usually they have awesome tattoos. Oh man, Samoans are so cool, man. Like have the Rock, you have Roman, you have the Usos, you have Dijax, you have Tamina, you have Solo Sikoa, you have Quinn Hughes. What's his name?
Wait, isn't he New Zealand? Isn't that what he is? I think he's channeling the what's the rugby team down in New Zealand with their epic war cry?
New Zealand, the Blacks.
Yeah. That team.
Haku.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. That's what he's channeling. I don't think he's Samoan. If I'm pretty
really?
sure. I could be wrong. Let me double check that.
I thought he was Samoan.
Zion Quinn.
And then he can have a feud with the Usos. Says, what happened to you, like brothers? And then they go up, and then they eventually join in together. And then they have the new entrance, and it's the Haka! All three of them as faces. Hooah! 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 You know?
I can't be the only one sitting here thinking, I really now want to see Botch Guy versus a Samoan.
I do too, actually.
Yeah.
I would get absolutely crushed.
You can take Drew's sword.
If you can lift it out of the desk, that is.
Yeah, I need the sword.
Just to update on Zion Quinn here, he is from Queensland, Australia, so he's not New Zealand, Australia.
Oh.
And he is a former rugby player, which makes complete sense as to why he does that little.
So he's not Samoan.
No, not Samoan. He is.
Really? So get him out of here. That's it. We can't have that. Just kidding.
Oh man. But I think that pretty much does it for today, guys. Like we rambled on for a half hour of nothing after our year-end awards, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Man,
if you do a Haku right now for us.
Oh God, I think I'm gonna offend somebody by doing it. I don't know how. Like, what is it? It's like,
why would you offend someone?
Ha! Is it
there you
like
go.
That?
Yeah. Keep going. No,
no.
Keep. Oh,
you want me to keep going?
I want to clip it. Ha! Get ready, guys. Clip time.
Ha! 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 All right, that's it. My legs hurt now. That's enough of that. My legs and arms and hands hurt.
Can we see your Bianca Belair hairpin before we leave?
Good Lord.
He broke it.
What do you mean he broke it?
It's not quite broken, but
not yet. It will be. He's setting up a video of restyling the hairpin.
I gotta play the song in the background when he starts twirling it. 1 second. I have to hear it myself. Bianca Belair theme. All right, go.
Woo.
Wait.
You know
Who dat?
You know I can't hear it through your speakers. Right?
That's okay.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Woo.
Here we go.
Woo.
Wait for it. That bit the fall.
Yay! This is excellent for the Spotify listeners right now. This is the best thing ever. This is like, yeah, woo, let's go. All right, can we end it there? Is that good? Are we good now?
This is the best stream ever.
It's the most random for sure.
It literally is the most random live podcast we've ever had, like without a doubt.
It'll look awful on the actual podcast. They're not going to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, how do we have 100 people watching? Like, what?
You guys have anything better to do with your lives?
Yeah, seriously, guys. Come on.
All right. Everybody go subscribe to CWrestling. He has 50,000. Can we get some? 50,000. Half of them are from my subs. It's okay. 50,000 subscribers. Congratulations, CWrestling. Can we also get a shout out for Connan? He's doing UFC now.
Woo!
He's a UFC guy.
Yeah. And shout out to Botch Guy. He's got videos?
I've lost 22 subs this month. Woo!
Let's get those subs back. Woo!
I haven't made any clips because there's lots of things going on, but
I guess this is a great time to transition to it. Botch Guy, do you have anything coming up on your channel that you know of?
Okay, let me give you guys a quick 10-second update here. Our landlord is kicking us out, kind of, not really. They're moving in, and I'm looking for a house. That's why I've been so busy. I haven't been making any videos. On top of that, Botchy had his issue with his foot, and also I'm working full time as well. So I have been struggling putting out videos recently, but that's kind of what's going on. So the mirror in the background, it's all going away. I have until March 1st now, so it got extended. It got extended by a month. So
hey, that's good.
So that's nice. So that's what's going on with me. So I'm just gonna have my normal videos. Friday is gonna be delayed because I'm working. And I'll have everything else. It's just sub to my channel. It's tough right now.
Let's get those 22 subs back.
Let's get those 22 subs back. No, I gained 67 this month, but compared to like 1,000. But like I haven't posted, so you can't get subs when you don't post, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's basically it. Just go sub to my channel and my Twitter, man. My Twitter, I'm actually more active on there recently. Definitely head over there on my Twitter, Botch_guy. And go give some love to Connie and CWrestling.
The three of us interact on Twitter a lot, so if you follow the three of us, I'm sure you're going to get some great extra comedy. Very similar to last night with Botch Guy's video of him getting real close to the video.
That's because he did the hair, and I watched the hair, and I just went...
Oh boy. But yeah, make sure you guys go subscribe to Botch Guy, follow him on Twitter. We also have another guy in here who's got some videos, who has been killing the game with things you might have missed. So CWrestling, tell the fans what you got coming up.
So I don't actually have much coming up. The next video on my channel should be next Monday for Raw again, for things you might have missed, because obviously Christmas Eve is Friday, and I plan to actually sleep, which is weird.
Hey!
Yeah, so I'm not staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning for a pre-recorded show. So
that's probably the smart call. Enjoy your holiday season, right?
That's it. I want to do some stuff with my family. So
nice. Well, make sure you guys go subscribe to CWrestling as well, right there. It's a great channel over there. Same with Botch Guy, guys. You got to subscribe to them, otherwise you won't have a clue what we're talking about. Before we leave, Jason Barker dropped a $5 donation. He says, "Sup, y'all? I think Crown Jewel with Brock versus Roman needs to be best match of the year, and Roman Reigns needs to be the best wrestler of the year." So, Barker, a big fan of what Roman Reigns put on this year. For myself, guys, we've got the live stream coming up tonight for AEW Dynamite, and then tomorrow is the final live stream of the year on our channel. We'll be live with the CMU Christmas Clash, and then I will not be live until WWE Day 1. So make sure you tune in tonight if you wish to be a part of the spins, because we're going to do that. We're going to have probably some trivia on there. I'm sure the spins are going to land on trivia. So come check us out, everybody, tonight live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thank you, Botch. Thank you, CWrestling, for joining me again. It's always a great time chatting with you guys, and to everyone in the chat, make sure you check their channels out. Thanks for watching, my friends. Take care. Any other final words here from Botch Guy and C?
Woo!
All right, that's it. Okay,
that wasn't a word.
Yeah, no, it was yeah. All right,
said word or words. Okay.
So you did neither.
No, I did. Woo!
Is that words or words? I don't think it's either, man.
Turn off the streamer.
All right, we got to go. All right. See you later, everybody. Thanks for watching. That was the only podcast with no name. The UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. Terrible outro. See ya.